innocence of love. The innocence of love is not a free pass. What is still essential, even as you embrace the truth of innocence, that you've done nothing, that your identity is still as the creation of God. Nothing has changed from or with this incarnation or any other incarnation. You're still the innocence of God. But when I say it's not a free pass, we made a world of illusion to hide the innocence, to bury the innocence in not remembering and only having a loyalty to the world of illusion. That's what's remembered. And there's no innocence in the world of illusion. It's illusion, so there's no good or bad in it. But you will never find your innocence in an illusion. To make illusion is in its very nature declaring your uninnocence. To agree with illusion is to battle for what you think you know. Now, in a moment of sanity, the mind will say, oh no, I don't battle for illusion. The ego finds a million ways to battle for itself. When you don't say yes to truth, to love, to faith, to reality, you're saying yes to illusion. That's kind of the stopping point of having to really understand, recognize that innocence is devoid of time, devoid of freedom. It's devoid of reality. And that's where innocence becomes a deeper and deeper awareness. Because as you let go of the identity of illusion, you discover innocence. It's in the not knowing. That's where it's waiting to be discovered. When you believe you know, when you think you know, and knowing is center stage, the knowing has to come from illusion as well. And so cannot be any innocence. It doesn't change the fact that you are innocence. It's just not on the altar. You're always symbolically putting your beliefs on the altar. When you're in the knowing of the past, in habits and identification. And everybody has their favorites in the world of illusion. One can be anger, the other one can be have more of a sense of jealousy, but anger's mixed in with it. Then there can be self-righteousness, then there can be unworthiness, then there can be, these are all identities. And they're all pieces and parts of a finished identity of what we think is finished. And that becomes the spiritual journey. The spiritual journey is the I'm miserable in what I think I know. I keep hitting walls. It never comes to any sense of peace or any sense of trust. And that's truly the beginning of the dawn of reality of love. When you truly question what is running, who and what is in charge. Being in charge also by abdication. Being in a trance gives the ego lots of space to run the show. But your innocence is waiting for you. Innocence has no other thing to have to prove or to get or to win. Innocence is free of all the defenses as part of an identity that everyone has made in the past. And that's also where the healing is, the identification of what is in the way. It's not to go on a witch hunt. It's not to bring the judge and the jury with you. It is to open the heart and the mind to allow and trust enough that the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the universe of love, will show you what's in the way and how to bring it to healing. Don't ever be afraid of seeing what's in the way. If you are afraid, and everybody goes through the fear usually at one point or another because it's calling you to let go of what you know. But the more that you bring it to the light, the speed of healing can be mind-boggling. Your healing is all, your remembering is all that is everything. It's the purpose of this incarnation. Every incarnation is for the same. We incarnate. We come into a body because we believe that a body is real. We give it value and we give it identification, and we see it as a separation from others by our body. We even believe that you can measure the space between two. Measure the space between the space between what you think of as you and someone else, when there is no space. That number's made up, and what your eyes are perceiving is also made up because there is no separation. So if you hold, I know that I am separate. I can see, I can count, so I know that this is true. And that is the fear. That is the arrogant fear that says, I know, but only out of fear. It's not out of the arrogance. The arrogance is a defense that allows to pull back and say, I know. But you really don't want to know. You really don't want to have the audacity to sit here and say, I can tell how far away I am. I can see the distance. Can't be one. You're over there. I'm over here. This is me. No. All of that is a detour unless you want to see the truth of it. Show me the truth, please. The teaching says, I'm one with everyone. I am one with all creation. So how is it that I am seeing a separation? Help me to see the truth, because I want to let go of this knowing, this perception. I don't know how to let go of this perception. How could I know how to let go of the perception when I'm looking through two eyeballs and the mind is registering what I'm thinking and what I'm saying? That I want the truth. I want to be free of this limitation. I want to be free of the hesitation to another. Now, what's the opposite of hesitation? It's not jumping on somebody and insisting that you're going to hang on. No, it's giving everything to God so that you can be shown how it's possible to still walk in a body with your heart open and to no longer be limited to the idea of this body. Everything of the illusion comes to the body. Everything. That's why those teachings are often really ignored, because it, the body becomes this love affair of trying to get the body to be what you want the body to be. What is the body for? It's to help heal. When it's given to the Holy Spirit, when it no longer is your possession. I am not a body. I am free. I'm still as God created me. There are no bodies. Bodies are temporary houses, structures, and the body can be surrendered to the Holy Spirit to be used to remember. But it no longer is your possession. And that's where the freedom begins. Because while you're afraid of death and believing in death and believing that you are an expression of a physical identity, it's fear that is in charge. I am not a body, I am free. I am still as God created me. And that's the journey. God, I'm still as you created me. Show me, please. Take me as I let go of my defenses. And what are those defenses? How do you know? How do you know when a defense is there? Unless you're questioning and asking the divine, show me. Show me open every corner, every shadow, everything, so that I can truly surrender what I've made up. When you want love, the beauty of prayer, the beauty of meditation, the beauty of devotion is that you are coming forward to meet the divine. You're not back here hiding from the unknown, wanting the known. You're here with your heart exposed. And the prayer comes of what you truly want, and you join through your declaration. Mother, I beg for your love. I beg you for your compassion. I beg you for your light. I beg you for the forgiveness. Help me in this darkness. Help me find your sun. Reveal the way to my light. Reveal the way to my Father. I'm the daughter of the Queen. I'm a daughter of compassion. Help me be in the light. Help me open my heart. I beg for your love. The love is always here. The love is everything. And it's always everything. But to beg for love is the recognition that when you are in the knowing, you are not connected to the truth of love. It's hidden because the knowing takes over. It's in charge by your willing. I beg for your love. I beg for your love because what I discovered was that begging broke the trance. Begging said, I don't care what it takes. I want to remember love. I want to be free and I want to be able to love. I long to love. I beg for your love. And the declaration, I'm a daughter of the Queen, doesn't come easy. It only doesn't come easy because of the resistance of that loyalty and the willingness to be at the foot of the throne of the divine. I'm a daughter of the Queen, not more. Every beloved is a daughter and a son of the Queen, and a daughter of compassion is the learning of love, not empathy. Not, oh, I know how bad that feels. I have the same, I've got the same allergy or whatever, doesn't matter what it is. It's just the compassion of, thank God, only love is real. Thank God this isn't true. Thank God there's only love. Mother, I beg for your love, and I beg for your compassion. I beg you for the light, because it's promised. And all you have to do is bring your willingness to truly want the same element of love that love is. My heart sits on the arm of God like a tethered falcon suddenly unhooded. My heart sits on the arm of God, not locked up, not held back, but belonging to God and trusting that you can be on the arm, your heart can be on the arm of God, because all wisdom, all peace, all perfection is where you rest. Suddenly unhooded, now you can see with clarity because you're sitting on the arm of God. The hood is gone. The ego hood has been removed, and you have clarity. I am now blessedly crazed because of my master's astounding light is in constant view. All the truth of love is the light. Every teaching, every hymn, every moment has within it the constant view of the light. If there are no judgments in the mind, which is where they live, you see the light. The judgment completely holds a filter through everything that you see. You see through the fear, because judgment is fear. There's nothing to judge. There's no opinion to have, only if you want to make it what you think it is, instead of letting life reveal itself. My piercing eyes, which have searched every world for tenderness and love, now lock on the royal target, the wild Holy One whose beauty illuminates existence. What is it, the wildness? The wildness of the Holy One. Because there's only the law of love. There's no little rules of rights and wrongs that everybody's made up. You can afford to be wild. There's no rules. There's nothing to have to judge and decide that you're going to use this rule or that rule. You give it to God. Give them all to God, because they don't have any reality. I remember the first time I heard this simple teaching, I was driving in the car listening to a teaching, and she said, all you need your mind for is to tie your shoelaces. That's it. And eventually that goes away too. could have been just a little dramatic thing, but no, she wouldn't have said that for the drama. You don't need your brain except to tie your shoes. Oh, there's no reason to have to be thinking about each thing and knowing and all of that because there's nothing to hold on to. God provides, but here's the game of chicken, and it is a game of chicken that the ego plays. The catch 22, or the game of chicken, is I don't I don't hear and I don't see. So I know everything. That's the game of chicken. I'm going to hold on to my knowing because I don't want that empty space where I believe I will not hear and I will not see. But this is the same reversal as I will believe it when I see it rather than I will see it when I believe it. Faith to let go of what you know and open that door for God's direction is the faith in I will see it when I believe it, when I put my faith that God will not leave me without. It is a leap of faith. But it's only a leap of faith because of the mind that's running the game. It's a game that the mind plays. Caution is a game. It doesn't really look like a game when you're dancing with it, but it is a game. There's an unconscious decision making that's going on that says, I'm going to use caution to control everything. And so that I don't have to fly into God. But eventually, you'll want to fly into God because you'll get tired of the game. And then it becomes just, I'm begging for the light to show me the way. I'm a tethered falcon with great wings and sharp talons poised, every sinew taut, like a sacred bow, quivering at the edge of myself and eternal freedom. Right on the edge of eternal freedom. As you spread your wings, resist the caution, and come back to love. Beloved, I'm waiting for you to free me into your mind and infinite being. I am pleading in absolute helplessness to hear finally your words of grace. Fly, fly into me. Fly. Here's a perfect example of how the Holy Spirit uses form. Let's say you finally see how much caution you put into trying to control the day. You feel yourself resistant, but wanting to know, so control is there. And the Holy Spirit says, next week, sign up for a zip line. Sign up. Jump out of a plane. Sign up. Go hang gliding. What is that for? It's the Holy Spirit using the material world to break your hold on control. And when you get to the point that, yeah, or bungee jump off a bridge. I remember when we first moved to Oregon, one of the recreations was jumping off the bridge into the river. And I would sit there and watch these kids do that. And inside, say, oh boy, where is that? Where is that courage? Where is that I could jump off a bridge? I want to be able to jump off a bridge. Become tired of the control. It's not about hating it, it's just about the realization that it has no value. Imagine yourself jumping off a bridge every night. Jump off the bridge. See yourself jumping off the bridge, hitting the water. See yourself speeding down to the water without having to worry about anything. Saying yes. Untethered on the arm of God. It isn't the form that has the power, it's the intention. It's always the intention. If you are surrendering to the will of God, and God says, yeah, go bungee jump. It's the first step, letting go. Be willing to bungee jump and give your willingness to God. God is the master of the universe, all-knowing, all life. What would you not trust of God? And why would you trust your own mind and your own knowing from the past when it has held you separate in your mind when God is calling you to come and live among the flowers? Every moment free, like a tethered falcon losing its prison